Hello everyone. Welcome to this week's update video on the visual novel I'm working on. The visual novel I'm currently working on is A Castle on an Island. More accurately, I'm currently working on the demo. I'm still adjusting to producing work more regularly and uploading videos regularly. It's slightly difficult to find a balance between how much work I should force myself to do and how much time I should give myself to take breaks. I don't want to be lazy, but art, writing, and other works from the heart come from the heart. If I try to work my heart too much, I get stressed out and start to feel numb. And that can be unhealthy for me and lead to me making stressed and numb artwork and writing. And I wouldn't want either of those things. We all need to take time to refill our personal wells with downtime, inspiration, prayer, and other things that make us feel human and not like robots. That's important regardless of what anyone does, but it's just most obvious when it comes to art because artists' work is tied directly to their emotional states. So I'm trying to figure out how to work at a good pace while still take time to myself and not constrict myself or make myself feel too stressed out. Before uploading the first video, I made a first draft for the demo of A Castle on an Island. However, I later wanted the demo to be longer, around 30,000 or 33,000 words. So with a set length for the demo and its scenes in mind, I began rewriting the demo. This is a good thing. I noticed that I wasn't fond of how rushed the early draft felt pacing-wise. I also find that it can be easier writing a second draft because I already know roughly what's supposed to be happening in the scenes, what all the characters are supposed to be feeling, and I know more what extra things I want to include in the scenes. I'm going to take some time to tell you more about what A Castle on an Island actually is. In the previous video I mentioned that it's a slice-of-life romance visual novel about a main character living his new life with the girls in a castle on an island after he washes ashore on that island and they take him in. And that's true. However, I should also mention that the game has 5 heroines. The heroines are Abby, Olivia, Tina, Adele, and Alicia. It's probably rather ambitious to take on a visual novel with 5 heroines as my first real project, but after thinking it over and praying about it for a time, I think I would still like for there to be the 5 heroines. I don't want to cut any of them. I think it can be done as long as I approach things soberly and carefully. Also, I don't know how many of you know this, but in the past, I did work on a visual novel before, but it was a very rough project. And I took it down off of itch.io almost immediately. But I do have a little bit of experience producing visual novels already. This is just my first real project. But I've already gotten my toes wet a little bit. And thanks to that earlier project, I feel like I'm more capable of handling my scope better and just producing a project in general. Here are the new and updated pieces of artwork that I've done this week, or that I've worked on this week. The background of the beach facing the island was done before the first video. I was considering not using it because it looks like it's in a slightly different style, but it still looks quite good and I may end up using it, or editing it a little bit more. Some of these pieces are more refined than others, and I'm still figuring out what level of quality I want to go with for my art. However, I'm wanting the artwork to look quite good, so I don't think I'm satisfied with the quality of any of the artwork so far. In that vein, I'm thinking of redrawing this sprite of Tina in particular. I don't like that she's turned away from the player so much, and I don't like her slouching posture either, so I think she's worth revisiting. It's probably also ambitious to try to increase the quality of my artwork for the first project, especially one that already has 5 heroines. But similar to there being 5 heroines, I think that if I approach this with the right mindset and don't go too wild with my scope, I should probably be fine. Basically, as long as I'm careful and sober about my decisions. I just need to try to not rush, but also complete things at a good pace. It's a little bit of a delicate balance that I haven't figured out yet. Here's a little more information about the demo. It can loosely be broken into 7 pieces that I call scenes. The 2 scenes focusing mainly on Ian, the main character, bookend the 5 longer scenes focusing on each of the 5 heroines. So far, I've rewritten the introductory scene about Ian washing ashore and being taken in by the girls, and I'm about half done Abby's scene. So I'm about 5,000 words into this new draft so far. Since I'm already pretty much done writing those 2 scenes, I think it would be good and encouraging for me to try to focus on creating the artwork for those 2 scenes as I write and finish editing them. Shrinking my immediate scope will probably just help me work, and will help me focus on creating good quality art assets and good quality writing that I'm happy with. Here's what I'll be focusing on for these 2 scenes. Firstly, the 2 scenes need to be finished and edited. Secondly, 3 character sprites need to be done with whatever expressions they need. Thirdly, 10 backgrounds need to be done with whatever times of day they need. These 3 backgrounds I've already started working on. Fourthly, 1 CG needs to be finished. The one that I've already started that you see here. Taking the demo one small chunk at a time like this will be good for me, I think, because I'll get to see the scenes really come together as I work. It's like I get rewarded by getting to play part of the visual novel before it's done. The music for the project is still a question mark at the moment. But after all the art and writing is done for this section, I'm open to tackling the music for this section as well. It would be nice to see it implemented into it. That's about it for this video, though. Thank you all for listening, and I'll see you next Monday with the next update. Take care.